When you think of throwing some pork on the grill, you probably think of a pork chop or maybe a pork tenderloin or even a rack of ribs. But today, Brian's going to introduce us to something totally new, a pork burger.
Right, and pork burgers don't get nearly enough love out there. But the thing is, they could be just as good, if not better, than a beef burger.
That's throwing down the gauntlet, man.
Well, they're juicy, or they can be juicy, and they take well to a lot of additional flavors. We happen to be making a Southwestern-themed burger today.
Ooh.
But there are some problems. With a pork burger, you want to cook it all the way through. You don't want to get a mid-rare pork burger. So we're looking for 150 degrees. And in doing that, we often get a dry hockey puck of a burger because we took all the juice out of it. But there's a solution, and it's called a panade. Now, a panade is a mixture of sandwich bread and a liquid. In this case, we're using milk. I have 1 slice of hearty white sandwich bread here, and I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of milk to it. And as we mash that up, the starches in the bread absorb that milk, and they start to form a gel. So when we add the pork to this, that gel is going to coat the proteins in the meat and allow it to remain moist and tender, even all the way up to 150 degrees. You're probably already familiar with panades in meatballs and meatloaves. It's the same concept with this pork burger. You can see that I've got this bread nice and mashed up. And so now we can add some flavoring to the burger, like I mentioned before.
No, just a little.
Well, it's the great thing about pork is it takes really well to flavor, whereas beef has a very strong flavor of its own, and you don't want to do a lot to mask it. All right, so we're going to start off with 1 minced shallot, 2 tablespoons of jarred hot pepper rings, 4 teaspoons of soy sauce, and 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Now, those 2 ingredients are going to give it a lot of umami, good savory flavor. 1½ teaspoons of chili powder, 1 1/4 teaspoons of minced fresh thyme.
You are packing a lot of flavor into that bowl.
It can handle it. 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 1/2 teaspoon of minced fresh rosemary.
Now, this is a Southwest burger, but we also have recipes for a Parmesan or a Thai-style burger. You can find those on our website, cookscountry.com.
Okay, so we'll just mix that until it's fully incorporated into the panade. And now add our pork. So I have 1½ pounds of ground pork. We can just drop that right in there. Using our meat hooks, we're just going to work that in there. The panade is really the star of this show here. It makes it so the burger doesn't become tough, even after that prolonged cooking, even after working all this seasoning into it. So you can see that panade and seasoning mixture is fully incorporated into the meat, and so now we can make our burgers. First, we want to begin by dividing this up into 4 equal balls of meat here.
Portion the meat first, then shape.
Exactly. So we'll finish smoothing these out, so when I press it down, they don't crack on the edges. All right, so we want to press these down into about a 4-inch diameter, which is about 3/4 of an inch thick. One more thing we're going to do to these burgers before we go out to the grill. Have you ever grilled a burger and it just pops up into this big old softball on the grill?
It goes back into a meatball shape.
Exactly. So we're just going to give it a slight depression. We're going to push down about 1/4 of an inch with 2 fingers. When the burgers cook, that divot fills back in as the proteins tighten, and you just get this standard flat burger.
And this works for all kinds of burgers, no matter what kind of meat you're using.
So I'm just going to rinse my hands, and we can make our sauce. So what's a great burger without a great sauce?
I know you'd have a good sauce for the burger.
No, you can put the sauce on any burger, any sandwich.
Cardboard.
Cardboard. It really elevates the flavor of cardboard tremendously. So, okay, so I have a 1/4 cup of mayonnaise, and to that I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of sour cream, a tablespoon of horseradish, and you can bump this up to 2 tablespoons if you'd like a little bit spicier, a tablespoon of whole grain mustard, 1 minced garlic clove, and a pinch of sugar. And just hit it with a little bit of salt and pepper, and then a little drop of hot sauce.
Oh.
And we can just give that a quick whisk. So we have our burgers shaped, we have our sauce made. We can head out to the grill and start cooking.
Okay.
Okay, Julia, we're ready to throw the burgers on the grill. We've preheated it on high for 15 minutes. We'll reduce the burners to medium, and now we need to clean it with this wire brush and then oil it.
So always cleaning your grill right when it's hot is the best way to make sure it's clean before you cook.
So we'll just take a water paper towels, dunk them in some oil, rub that right over the grates. And don't be afraid to go over it a couple of times to really build up that oil. Okay, so now we're ready to put the burgers on the grill, and we want to put them on their divot side down.
Divot down.
That's right. And you want to do that because that divot's going to collect juices otherwise. And when you go to flip them, those juices could flare up.
Something you must have figured out after a couple batches.
A couple small fires, yeah. So we'll just flip them down. Okay, we'll cover the grill. Let those burgers go for 5 minutes to brown the first side.
Sounds good.
Okay, Julia, it's been 5 minutes and we're ready to flip the burgers.
Ooh, they smell good.
Yeah, don't they? We could just go ahead and give them a quick flip. You can see that the burgers aren't doing that tennis ball thing. We'll let those go for 5 more minutes until they hit about 150 degrees.
Sounds good.
Okay, Julia, it's been another 5 minutes. and the burger should be ready to come off. The proper way to temp a burger, because it's hard just to kind of come in from the top, is you want to pick it up with a pair of tongs and go in from the side. What we're looking for is 150 degrees on these pork burgers.
Nailed it.
Yeah, it's a good one. Now, normally you'd be concerned if you had a beef burger that was 150 degrees, but because we have that panade in here, it's really saving them. So they're still going to be nice and juicy.
Oh, they're beautiful. I love your grill marks.
Thank you. While we're out at the grill, we can go ahead and toast these buns.
It's that little extra something special.
And those will just go for about a couple minutes until they're nice and marked.
Okay.
Why don't you go ahead and tent the burgers to keep them warm while we wait for those buns. Okay, so these buns are nicely marked after about 2 minutes. You can just go ahead and put those on the platter. Okay.
Nicely done.
Yeah, so we're ready to go inside and build a burger.
All right, let's go.
Okay, Julia, so we're back inside and we're ready to serve these burgers.
I'm ready to eat.
May I?
Please.
And just because you're a newbie to the pork burger game, do you mind if I sauce you up?
No, please.
Just to show the true versatility of a pork burger, I'm gonna put everything on it.
Oh, go for it.
So, tomato.
Tomato.
A little bit of onion. Piece of lettuce.
This lettuce is gorgeous.
Put this little cap on it.
Oh, yeah.
All right, cheers.
That's delicious. It has so much flavor.
And it all works so well together. Nothing's really overwhelming the flavor of the pork. It's just all complementary.
It's a nice break from your average hamburger because it actually has flavor.
Yeah.
Change up your burger routine and try a pork burger. Start by mashing bread and milk together to make a panade, then boost the flavor with potent ingredients like hot peppers, Worcestershire, and chili powder. When you shape the burgers, be sure to press a divot in the center, then grill the patties over medium heat until they register 150 degrees. And don't forget to grill the buns. Serve with a tangy horseradish sauce, and you've got it. So from Cook's Country, a cool new recipe for grilled Southwest pork burgers. You can find this recipe and all the recipes from this season, along with our tastings, testings, and select episodes at our website, cookscountry.com. I'm digging this.
Me too.
Thanks for watching Cook's Country from America's Test Kitchen. So what'd you think?
Leave a comment and let us know which recipes you're excited to make, or just say hi.
Now you can find links to today's recipes and reviews in the video description.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
See you later.
Alligator.